What's going on, everybody? Jade up here, and this is the last arena of BlackRose Prison. This is the fifth arena, and we'll be just jumping right into it. So this is the first round, the first wave. So you're gonna get a reanimated convict. You're gonna get two of them here. They are the ones with the staffs, and then you're also gonna get a resurrected prisoner, and those are the one with the two-handers. Basically, what the guys with the staffs do is they raise their staff up in the air and call down a purple AoE on a random player, and then once it lands on the ground, it explodes for 4 different ways, and it does deal more damage that way. What the prisoners do is they are the two-handers, and they have a brutal uppercut that you need to watch out for because they can potentially one-shot the tank. They also do a cone-like AoE in front of them. It deals some pretty decent damage. And lastly, they raise their staff up in the air and have a growing AoE underneath them that does some type of lightning damage, and it can potentially one-shot a tank as well. In the second wave, we have Solar Void, and then we have two convicts. So the Solar Voids, what they do is, other than their basic attack, is they can hit everyone with a nonBashable attack that just is basically like an ice shard that hits everyone. Does some pretty decent damage, and they will also back away from the group and send a ghost-like of themselves. And basically what that does is kind of like deal some damage in the straight path. Just kind of bash them and you'll be good. The third wave, we have Vengeful Revenant, which what they basically do is like the Narayanth boss in Crypt of Hearts. They just do some chain-like AoEs, just kind of avoid them, and they can potentially one-shot you. So we're going into the second round. First wave, we have 1 Soul Void, 2 prisoners coming in. So again, just watch out for the two-handers, the uppercuts. That stuff will really hurt you, and so will that ground AoE. From them. Totems will spawn randomly throughout the entire arena, so definitely just focus the totems when they pop up, and then have everybody else just target the ads. The Vengeful Revenant also spawns these small little AoEs that are around the area, and basically what you need to do as a tank, you need to just go stand on them. And you just kind of plug them up. If you don't plug them up, they'll shoot those little orbs out and just kind of damage everybody. So this is the third wave. We have 1 Soul Void and then 2 convicts. Just trying to go ahead and put them in the center and then just kind of DPS them down. Again, you can just easily put on Deep Breath on your front bar if you would like to. That way you could just easily interrupt all 4 or 5 of them, depending on how many ads are spawning. Once you kill the ads and you have a totem up, you kill the ad, the totem, and all the ghosts will disappear. So right now we're getting into the third round of the first wave. We're going to have a Soul of Void. We're going to have 2 convicts and 1 prisoner. So you just stack them all in the center. You can either drop out AoEs. Dawnbreaker is really good here because they're basically undead, I guess you would say. I mean, they're skeletons. You would think they'd be undead. So second wave, Soul of Voids, you're going to have 2 of them. Then you're going to have a convict come out. So definitely just, again, stack those all in the center and then let your DPS do the work. Those Soul Voids are kind of annoying because they do back away from the group, and they do go quite a bit away. So it is kind of annoying to kind of taunt them, go over there, bash them, and then bring them back. Just try to avoid the ghosts as you're doing so. So we're getting ready to go into the third wave, and then the Vengeful Revenant comes up. The prisoner and a convict all comes. Just be sure to taunt all those ads and continue to plug those holes, because if you don't, they will do quite a bit of damage to the entire group. As you can see here, they're just shooting out all over the place. So what I'm going to talk about now is just a little tip. So if you grab 3 ghosts, your screen will turn to like a bluish color, which you've seen it happen before earlier. And if you're colorblind, I guess if you can't see that color, I guess the only way to see it is there'll be like little designs on the side of your screen. Just kind of look for that, and that's when you need to cleanse. Another way to tell is if you get 3 ghosts, then you're gonna have to cleanse on one of those pads that are right next to those tombstones. So just FYI on that. Totems will spawn periodically around the arena. They'll be either at the front door, on either side of the front door, or if you see the guard railing in the back, you see that fence way in the back. They will spawn on either side of those, and there'll be like little bushes that they spawn next to. So we're getting ready to go into round 4, first wave, and we're going to be having 1 soul void pop up, and then 2 prisoners and 2 convicts. This is a crazy, not really so much a crazy amount of acts. It's really only 5, but the issue with these guys is they do some type of one-shot mechanics, and it is really annoying that you have to get those down. But totems are absolutely priority. So you will have to just stand there and tanking everything. So you might run out of resources. Just definitely call for shards and stuff like that if you absolutely need them. Pop whatever ultimate you need to. And here I did try with the sword and board ulti and stuff like that, and it worked pretty fine. So we're looking at the second wave, and we have 2 soul voids and then 2 prisoners. Again, just stack them in the center and try and avoid all their AoEs. Try and get those bashes going as much as you can. We do have one guy using the Dawnbreaker morph that stuns the enemies, which is also a kind of a nice touch. Definitely not needed, but it is really nice. Try and face those 2-handers away from the group as much as difficult as it may be, because you're constantly trying to move and get the bashes and stuff. Just try and keep them facing towards you, because they do that cone attack, and it will one-shot DPS. So the last wave of the 4th round, we have the Revenant coming in with 2 convicts. Just keep an eye out for the holes. If you guys can label which side is which, and you guys can definitely be able to cover those holes pretty quickly. It is slightly annoying. There's a lot of stuff going on, so if you end up losing taunt, just definitely call it out. If you know your taunt's about to run out on one of these ads, just call it out. Just say, hey, 2-hander's loose, or staff is loose, or something like that, to kind of let them know. And see, as you can see right there, the 2-hander came up right behind me, and I wasn't blocking, and just uppercutted the crap out of me and killed me. So it can potentially one-shot you if you're not blocking. It is a really OP attack that I'm just not sure why it's a one-shot, but whatever, I guess. Anyways, so we're back here. You can almost always recover this. If you have enough DPS, you can definitely recover it, because the totems will just keep respawning if you don't have enough DPS. Which is kind of annoying. I ran into that issue on one of my other groups that I ran with. We used to have enough DPS, and we were just constantly playing catch up. So we're going into the fifth round of the final arena. Drakeith, the Unchained, is the boss, and he does some mechanics such as the prisoner and the convict do. So he does the exact same thing. He does the uppercut. He does the cone AoE in front of him. He swings his sword in front of him. That's the cone AoE. It's extremely wide, so watch out for that. He also raises his sword up in the air and does the same growing AoE and explodes with some lightning damage. And he also, has this sword where he shoots a purple AoE on the ground that explodes into 4 different ways, causing damage. You can definitely bash pretty much all of them except for the uppercut one. He's also going to do a mechanic where he has where he gives everyone in the arena an AoE, and then he gives about 6 ghost AoEs. And what you're gonna have to do is if you're running 3 DPS, they need to go and grab at least 2 to 3 ghosts per. And then as far as if you're running 2 DPS, 1 healer, then those guys and girls need to go and grab those ghosts. As you can see, he's doing it now. He's giving quite a few different ghosts up. And if you see right here where my screen is a different color, you definitely need to cleanse as quick as possible. If you're the tank, if a DPS or healer needs to cleanse, definitely you have priority over them. So immediately after the ghosts explode, so what's going to happen is, excuse me. So what's going to happen is once you grab all the ghosts, or if you missed all the ghosts or whatever, he's going to explode. And if you survive the explosion, what's going to happen is the main boss is going to lay down in a gate wherever he's at after he's done exploding. So that's why you want to pull him off to the side and let him do his thing. At 60%, what he's going to do is he's going to spawn additional ads that look exactly like him, do the exact same moves as him, except the only difference is they don't do the negates, they don't do the ghost thing, and they have much lower health. So what he also does at 60% is the boss and the ads will choose one random person to jump to, and the way to see that is there'll be a growing AoE underneath your feet, and then once it's full, he will jump up in the air and then slam down on that player. If you kill these shades of Drakeheath, so say you end up killing just one instead of both of them, he will spawn another shade in 10 seconds. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm going to let the rest of this video play out. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely leave them in the comment section below. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.
I guess because the other clone was up and I had to kill it.
Focus the boss.
Totems up.
Alright,
I got 27% when I'm burning the Mac quick, dude.
Alright. Dude, believe in the dream, dude.
Whoa!
Dream ain't there. He's got 3 million health, dude. I don't know what kind of DPS you're kicking. Must have been hiding it all.
Goes. I gotta cleanse. Back towards me, I can get magma. Here at least. Negate on you, negate.
Can we burn here, Fang Rush, or can you
Not
believe?
entirely. We can bust.
Bro, we can burn here. It's a target dump.
Because he moves so much. If we could just stay in him, then yeah. He's always fucking about. Alright, burn it down, burn it.
Just burn it.
Total. Good shit.
I'm healing. Welcome.
Are you alright?
Are you kidding me?
Wow, new #1 score. The best.